that alone, as well as Sacred. You know, he's popped off a couple times. So, I don't know, just really looking forward to this draft.
Well, we've got game one ready to rock and roll. Starting on time. No coordinator issues going to plague us today. Let's jump into game one, see what we're working on.
Beautiful. Starting with a very, very dirty ban here on the Alchemist.
And the first ban Prophet. Very nice.
Yes, the Alk. The Alk Medusa. All right, these guys are on. I like this. They know the meta. Get rid of the Alk first off. That's for sure. We'll see where the Dusa factors in here. I could definitely see her being 8th overall or a second phase ban.
I think we talked about this, Iori.
4th pick overall.
Last week, probably, about Medusa not being played middle. And alone, he actually played 5 games of mid Medusa recently.
Oh, look at that.
So, yeah.
Iori ahead of the meta.
Especially with this Coddle pick. Medusa is in your mind, you know?
And plus, remember we saw the Coddle stacking with the Kunkka in the driver's seat in the mid lane, also in recent memory.
Oh, that was nasty. That was like some of my favorite combos we've seen so far, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Coddle proving a very dynamic hero.
When we talk about a Nature's Prophet team, a Coddle team is extremely similar because it's just about like really clutch timings with big relocates and numbers advantages. So I think this hero should fit their playstyle pretty well too.
All right, since we're talking
they weren't
Kunkka,
prepared for this.
Rant for 20 seconds.
All right, I'll get my watch. All right, go.
Okay. I was playing Kunkka, super late game. I buy a refresher. You cannot... Oh, I actually predicted him to do this. I'm so happy. You cannot double X 2 different enemies because you have to cancel X to use the other one. Why don't you have a different hotkey? I lost a game because of that.
This
yeah,
guy.
That's
what a
that's pretty much the
noob. He
range.
tries to use double X on
2 seconds
heroes.
to spare. Well done.
Oh,
Thank
my.
Yeah.
Dude,
All right. The limitations of Kunkka, Bowie, not the guy you want to buy a refresher on for X. Okay,
That's
got it.
so dumb, right? Well, why wouldn't you be able to use it twice? I don't understand. It's very simple.
You know, that sounds like an icefrog@gmail.com kind of conundrum there, buddy. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, Puck, they put it on separate hotkeys, but if you refresh, it's not like you can jump to the first orb.
Oh, how does that work, actually?
I actually don't
Same
know.
as Kunkka.
I'm
think
just
you
totally
lose it.
guessing.
I would assume it follows the last one, but I actually have no idea.
We'll just go with that.
So
Yeah.
how much do we like the Nyx here? He's still annoying, right? He got nerfed in the C patch that came out about a week ago now. Very good option against Medusa with the mana burn, but
And Coddle.
it's what, and Coddle, but it is one of those. It's a counter in the sense that it's a mana burn against Medusa, but does Nyx really counter the strategy that Medusa is going to try to execute here in terms of rushing the Manta, playing aggressive, hitting these objectives at the key times?
I think so. I think he gives you vision. He allows you to invade a little bit better. He's always going to have value in the carapace against these 2 heroes right away. Plus, the mana burn, as you already mentioned, is a crazy amount of damage versus a Medusa. So, yeah.
Okay.
Big deal.
Yeah, and this is also 100% a Nyx 4 or 3, which means he's going to have those levels. I think we see a couple of games where the Nyx didn't actually have a lot of mana drain levels, and we're like, oh, was this Q build the problem here? I don't think that's going to happen.
I just like that you said he's 100% a 4. Well, maybe he's going to be a 3. So probably not 100%.
He's not going to
but
5. He's not a 5. That's what I meant.
see. 100% won't be a 5. Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Mars now. Okay.
Now, isn't Mr. Jeans a big Invoker player? He is, right?
I believe so.
Yep.
Why didn't they pick Invoker instead of Nyx, though? That part I'm a little surprised by, considering, like, I don't know, I feel like this hero's been banned so early in so many games, and he seems super strong versus Medusa. I guess because they have the 10th pick. I guess Invoker's just so hard to flex to a different lane.
Yeah, I think that's a problem SG faced. Like, there was a series, they lost both games, and they were going for the Invoker, and he just has no flex. It's like, unless you're Yapsor trying to play Invoker 4, you're gonna know it's mid Invoker, but that's kind of rough.
Infamous
I have one thing to say about the Sacred Mars here. Infamous, they're not doing really well in the tournament so far, but his win rate with Mars is very poor, and it's not only the officials. He's doing really poorly with it in pubs too. I'm a little.
Damn.
You know,
Come on, leave his pubs out of this. Leave the man alone. He's trying to relax after a hard day at DPC, and now you're bringing up on the panel and he's shitting the bed in his pubs. He's already getting tipped by the enemy team. He's getting flamed, probably getting reported. Half of them might be low priority, and you have the nerve
data, dude,
to bring it up on the panel.
Unbiased data, all right?
Unbiased data. He's been feeding in pubs.
Well,
I feel like Infamous really needs something to tie this together, though, right now. You've got 3 pretty good setup heroes. Who are you setting up for? Who's doing the big deeps?
So you know for sure that Claw... I guess Claw could be 5. It's so weird. Like, you don't really know the lanes. And then Medusa could be middle. So you actually have no idea what you're working with here.
PL. There's a Clockwork, a Coddle. Come on. What else are you going to pick?
Slark. I mean, PA against the Clockwork comes to mind. Jump out of the cogs there, but...
Get yourself a PL, get yourself an actionable 5 or a mid after, and we're good to go. Easy game.
How bad is Moore versus Medusa?
I mean, could be kind of cool, right? With the...
I think the timings are hard with how fast Medusa plays now, but I could see a specialist morph player handle it.
You know, if it still stole the mana, I bet it would be really good.
Yeah, wow, true.
That would be stat, like some good strats.
Juggernaut.
All right, we're going with speed instead. Fine. This is like the opposite of the PL or the AM counter. That I mean, both of those have kind of struggled a little bit. To be fair, the idea of not countering the hero, but more so countering the plan.
Just go fast. Race car Dota. You got your healing ward. Get that jug with some value items. You know, your Mask of Madness, something like that.
Yeah, be able to contest them and fight them when they want to like advance the wall.
Yeah, and I think, you know, when you see the heroes on the side of EGOBOYS, Medusa wants to play from afar. That healing ward, if it's well placed, it's going to be super hard to take down, especially with the arena in the team fights, right? So you're going to get a lot of value, at least so far, from the healing ward.
Even more flexibility, though. Assuming it's a 3 Enigma, but...
it's got to be, dude.
It's
sacred.
Not,
his hero. He's been so good.
All right.
Give him to me.
I like Enigma in general. I do feel like
5 seconds.
It is a little greedy to run Enigma and Medusa in the same draft. Like,
is Enigma cool with Coddle and Lane though? Because you get the cooldown reduction on the Eidolon conversion. Do you get extra denies? Is that hype?
Not that much actually, but I think the Malefice is the real deal here because you get a lot of you actually get pretty much Eternal Malefice, which is pretty strong once the Enigma gets a couple of levels.
Do you think they can pick Kunkka still with the Jug? It's probably not worth it versus Nyx and Jug, I feel.
10 seconds remaining.
I kind of like DP.
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, it's just kind of slow.
Yeah, I like the way Kunkka plays the game way better. Need DK? Wow, that's a bold phrase.
I like the concept because it's like someone who can play a little bit faster and actually kill towers, but maybe just Void Spirit's like safer or something.
You mean for EGOBOYS?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just like I wanted a non-intelligence hero that actually offers tempo and push, and I think DK might be the only one.
5 seconds remaining.
There are not. I mean, other than Kunkka, right? I mean, he doesn't offer push, I guess, per se, but he does. He gives you a lot of team fight, and he can just like run around the map and do stuff.
And there's also
just
like Queen
DK
of Pain
has the instant stun on Jug, which is super value. The Kunkka actually doesn't do anything versus Jug.
I mean, he's got the anime bonus power now too, so I'm definitely in. Is his Bat still around? I mean, there's a Jug and a Mars, and they have a Nyx. Never mind. I'm just going through mid heroes. Yeah, nothing else is really jumping out here.
I mean, I think Spirit options: Storm Spirit, Void Spirit, Queen of Pain. They could all kind of fit the bill.
I have a feeling here. I think they're gonna go for the South American Tiny. I honestly feel like
blind.
Go for it.
Yo, I gotta say, Tiny's popping off in NA now, guys. It's migrated. It's a Monarch Butterfly.
Wow.
Yeah, it's made its way up there, and it's gorgeous.
Bowie, you might be right. It defies logic. It doesn't make sense. The 9th pick, mid-tiny, but it screams South America.
Yeah, okay, actually.
They banned
that's kinda
Viper,
good.
dude. They banned the
With
Viper.
the, yeah, they banned Viper. They've got Coddle. There's the Void Spirit ban. That was a good shout.
Okay.
I actually think you're right. And that's just
What
SA
would you rather
bias
have?
right there. Whoa!
Oh,
there's
Coddle
Coddle.
Bristle.
So
Ah.
is this mid Dusa then? Mid Dusa with Coddle Bristle safe lane.
I guess it
Could
could be
mid
mid-bristle.
Enigma, honestly. That would be sick. I'd really like that.
It could
Actually-
be mid Bristle, but he needs certain matchups, right? He doesn't.
10
He's not a
seconds
good
remaining.
blind mid pick.
I guess you could argue since they're
5
Radiant,
seconds
it actually
remaining.
is. Because he can stack for him. He can stack the Ancients really easily.
I mean, it's
Like
true.
he just clears the wave and runs. They could
That's
go for it either way. Like
true.
Medusa and Bristle, they're both gonna like make use of those Ancients. It just feels Omega greedy for Ego Boys. I honestly,
Yeah, oh, dude, I was just about to say, yes, 100% DP.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like run
yeah.
this
I
game
like
down
DP.
now, right? Percent-based damage, taking towers, they're going slow, big silence,
Wow.
easiest pick.
okay, so it's a now Bristle alone Medusa. All right, I was right. I'm gonna go mid Medusa.
Mid Dusa. Wow.
But I
who would've
hate it.
thought?
Is that the next line?
I don't hate it. I just feel like Ego Boys, if this game is sloppy, they're gonna win just because of the nature of their draft. And if this goes 40 minutes, how do you actually lose? You have no cancel on the black hole. You have 2 Omega fat cores. They don't really have a Vessel hero. Death Prophet could go for it, but they're gonna have BKBs anyways. I just feel like if Ego Boys don't mess up, this is their game. Infamous, they have to play really fast.
Yeah. It's like a clear timer for Infamous, where if you play pretty perfect, you can run it down, but mistakes will be punished very heavily.
They got this. I mean, the one downside is the no BKB piercing on the Enigma. That I am worried about, but I think
Yeah.
that Infamous have got this one.
Infamous. All right. So are you leaning Ego Boys, Bowie? Is that your final decision? Final answer?
Yes, I'm going Ego Boys.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm going to join you there on the Ego Boys side of things. The Deuces looked good. I want to see this
Fools.
mid-Deuce wreck, but let's see what our casters think. Gary, we got a classic timer draft here. Are you ready to see him run it down, big guy?
Yeah, 15 minutes in, let's get that Medusa rolling. Yet again, this South American Medusa coming into play with the backup of an Enigma and Bristleback at the very end there, looking kind of interesting. Theban, do Infamous have
Yo.
the answers to this Medusa draft? They've got Nyx Assassin, they've got Mars, they've got Juggernaut. Is it enough?
I think they got the heroes. It really gonna come down to Death Prophet and her rotations in this game. One thing about Dusa mid that makes her kind of weak is that she can't rotate. She can't go anywhere. She's just stuck middle. She's like a snail. She just farms. But having a Bristleback on your team who can stay in the safe lane, be a dead laner, very difficult to kill, can definitely help that case. Because now DP, her rotations, she doesn't have a whole lot.
Yeah, and it feels like something we've talked about. Oh, hang on, we'll have to come back to that in a second. The smoke is popped.
Oh,
Infamous
broke.
moving into this Radiant Triangle. But who do they find? Who do they catch? The Bristleback, the first one to get stunned up. And they're straight on top of it. That's a quick kill onto now. Mr. Jean secures it. DP already off to a cracking start. Tano's going to slip back past the Roche pit, and it looks like that is where it will end.
Michael, no hesitation, just throws that stun out. I mean, that was a real quick smoke right into the high ground.
To battle.
When you play with Enigma, you really can't be, contesting these runes, right?
He's got no spells.
I guess, yeah. I think the only hero who was allowed to be there was a Kato, with his 350 movement speed. If he was the one who broke the smoke, there's no way they were gonna kill him.
Yeah, you can just run away. But yeah, we've seen some of these Medusa drafts previously, and a couple of complaints about them having a few too many heroes that want to be active or want to be starting ganks. Here, it really is that kind of death wall, right? With Bristleback, with Dusa, Enigma and Kotl can play from Fog. They don't necessarily need to start something.
Exactly, and this is why we don't see Dusa mid anymore. It's just because the mid laner needs to be able to make rotations, needs to be able to get runes. And surprisingly, even though Death Prophet is an amazing hero against Dusa throughout the game, we got the EXO, you got the silence on her, she stands her ground against your EXO, so you like that as a DP. DP is not one of the best rotators, so that kind of balances things out for Ego Boys.
She'd rather sit in that lane and push while you disappear. And maybe when Alone dips into the jungle, we'll see that come out. But these side lanes, super interesting. Kotl Bristle. That is an inordinate amount of damage, even, level 2, level 3. With these cool sprays stacking up against a Mars and a Nyx. And up at top lane, this Jugger Witch Doctor lane, they can push a lot of damage too. Already onto Tano with a cask. Angel has the spin, straight on into that clockwork. 2 kills to the good. Infamous, they've started out this lane stage exceptionally well.
That's what they need. They need to get that early game going. EGOBOYS have an extremely greedy draft on their 3 cores. Just keep killing them. Shut them down. Run at them. Don't let them farm. And Infamous, they're going to look good from there on out.
Yeah, especially if you want all these cores to be hitting that, very similar timing. And Medusa, we've seen the Manta style kind of 14, 15 minutes in. What are we looking at for Bristleback? Is he going to try and hit that same window?
So I've actually seen Bristol, I think it was Southeast Asia, quite a bit. And it's just that build with the hood upgrade. What is that? What's the item called?
Eternal Shroud?
It's yeah, there we go. Eternal Shroud and then Lotus Orb. And you just have like all this mass amount of tank ability. They can't really get past you. And if you need, you can go for a Radiance build if you're against some Illusion heroes. He has a lot of options on Bristleback now.
He sure does. I'm going to go on that Kotl. Speared, stunned, but he's very quick. Salve is cancelled. They turn onto Mariano, but he's TP'd back to his tier 1. Yeah, now Kotl with pretty limited regen. And Tano once more spun down. Creating a bit of space for this Enigma to drag the lane back, but giving kills to a Juggernaut and Witch Doctor up top. Gonna feel good for Infamous.
You got some very classic lanes in the safe lane. Witch Doctor, Juggernaut, you've seen this throughout time. Kotl, Bristleback, ever since they gave the cooldown reduction. That's been a popular lane. I like it. And this has so much kill potential. So these offlaners are going to be struggling this game quite a bit.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Well, Medusa in that mid lane dropping pretty low. Gonna rely on those tangos, but Mr. Jeans just keeps layering on the pressure. Empty bottle and another minute to wait for that DP, and this Tano clock trying to slip in behind the Death Prophet. Siphon comes, he's got battery assault, he's not level 2 yet.
Ah, man, ganking for a Medusa. Real fun times, Gary.
And they lose the Kotl. Mariano with Michael. They go straight past that creep wave, find the Kotl, and get a little bit of respite for themselves. Finally, they can play the lane. Tano seems a little bit out of sorts. Like, where does he go? You don't want to play top with Enigma. You can't play into mid. Does he just go and stack some camps?
He's really low on XP too. I think he just made a huge mistake in this game, not pulling the second creep wave and getting level 2 for himself. Because if he was level 2, those plays would not be happening. Where the Witch Doctor and Juggernaut just all in commit onto the clockwork and try to kill him. You're just going to be able to cog, push the Juggernaut away while he's trying to run in, burn his mana, and things are looking good. So Tano definitely just missing his opportunity as a clock. Maybe a little rusty, he's just a bronze clock player. I love Dota Plus for that, it just shows you, exposes you for how much you train your hero.
Exposes you. I just want to point out, for the first time in about, 5 weeks, the mid laner got that rune. DD is in the bottle of Mr. Jeans. I've never seen that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what is this? New technology.
Yes, exactly.
I did not know you could bottle runes, Gary, before 10 minutes.
It hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Goodness.
This
We are
DD
looking
is
at
gonna...
some very...
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just looking at very static lanes. Mariano's going to get saved up by the Nyx. But yeah, all the static lanes you were talking about, no one's actually moving for the runes.
I mean, I was going to say that this DD is going to destroy this Dusa now. That's like entire 30 plus seconds. The Dusa won't be able to get a last hit pretty much. Oh, nice spear back. This battle for the bounty runes is vicious here. Yep.
Killing off that bristle.
Big
Kotl's
kill.
going to get one of them. And up at top, Angel with Axel. They're chasing Sacred. And they're just going to get the Eidolons on the way through. So how did that all end up? A 2 for 2. Michael finds the final one. He's got a bottle that's, I guess, been handed to him by Mariano, yeah. So the Dire actually running the double bottle strat. Off lane and mid with them. It's going to keep him in the lane real nicely against Bristle.
The benefit out of all that was definitely the Bristleback falling there, right? It's like this hero, if you can get kills on him early, you should try. And Mars has high. How does Mars have the highest net worth?
I guess that kill. I mean, his CS is not
huge.
looking too bad. He's 27-2. But that one kill, the 2 assists, there's been quite a fair number of kills for Infamous in that bottom lane. And now, 6 minutes in, we see the heroes all converge into mid. Mr. Jeans has popped the Exorcism. Wants to shove with a catapult wave into this Medusa lane. So start with the stuns, the Maledict on top with the Spirit Siphon, forcing the TP, and there's no more disables. Medusa straight back to her tier 2 and ready to defend once again.
Yeah, she just wants to be able to toss these snakes out. Hold off on this tower. They lose this mid tower.
Oh.
It's awful. Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
solo kill. He
All
hits-
right.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mars Arena with a spear.
I mean, I guess when you have this arena spear combo, you either get hit from the front with the Mars or you hit from the front on the arena. So
And they've got the kill on Sacred too. Infamous starting to run away with this one. Laning stage 7-0. Angel tagged by the rocket, pretty low, but they're going to TP out with him. Axel can do the same thing back to Fountain. While Mr. Jean sticks up here and taxes the lane.
yeah,
So
and
with
wherever,
a swap coming from Ego Boys.
wherever Mr. Jeans goes, Gary, the EGOBOYS can't do anything about it. Like, they will be outnumbered on any lane, no matter what. BB doesn't go to help. Enigma doesn't go to help. Dusa sure as hell doesn't go to help any lanes. So
Yeah, looks like
they're
Mr. Jeans
gonna-
might get another freebie here, actually. Clockwork. There's another Spirit Siphon, another Crypt Swarm. Chase him up onto the high ground.
Is that a
Tano.
mana bit?
His 3rd death of the game. That final touch from Mr. Jeans.
good enough.
Give him the 2nd kill for him. Down bottom, they're trying to start onto that Sacred Enigma. Speared back. Angels come through. Gets himself up to level 6 as Mariano TP's out. This Kotl's got to be careful. If that Omni Slash comes, he's probably going to die. Even though it's 9-0, it's a 1k lead for the Dire team, and I guess the big question is it enough? You know, this Radiant team, it's kind of about weathering the storm, lasting
right.
through to that period where they, flick the switch.
I think this is more than enough, Gary, because you have the momentum on all of the lanes for the time being. EGOBOYS can only farm. They cannot kill anybody. So going into the mid game, that is going to be exactly the case. And as long as Death Prophet ults up, like an Infamous continue to scale the way they're scaling right now, they should be able to take all these towers quite easily. Whenever EGOBOYS group up somewhere, it's also an easy way for Infamous to smoke up and take team fights. Like even the team fights until what, 15, maybe 25 minutes, I think Infamous got it on lock.
Yeah, because they're very reliant on the big ultis, the hook shot, the black hole, the stone gaze. And if those aren't up, it's difficult for the Radiant to defend. And another big problem here, look at what Infamous are doing right now. They're in the triangle, they're scouting for stacks, they're hunting the Bristleback, they've got him inside the arena, and another kill onto Now. He is 0-4 on the Bristleback already, so Mr. Jean just pops his ulti, goes for the tier 1 push.
Yep, that's what's going on. They're pretty much like a punch. I mean, what EGOBOYS are right now is just a
Kotal.
punching bag.
Yeah, they're just
Oh,
just
boy.
bleeding out right now. There's a killing spree for your DP. And the fact that EGOBOYS are having to react to all these movements, they're trying to put bodies in the way of the meat grinder. They are just losing heroes over and over again. The stun cancels the TP, and Mr. Jeans comes out with that with a tier 1, a double kill. This Death Prophet now top of the net worth at 4,500. And you would really like, with a Bristle and Medusa on your side, to be able to stack some Ancients, but you just can't do it.
You really can't. There's like he's gonna farm up. He's like level 9 here. They're up 3k gold, 12-0. They should just smoke up, go into the triangle with the next Mars Arena, plant a ward there, and then now this Dusa is gonna get completely kicked out.
Yeah, look at that current vision, Theban.
Yeah, it's so
Pretty much
good.
explains the whole story, doesn't it?
Yep, they will see. Like the vision they have, even if it doesn't see a lot, it shows exactly where the Dusa will be. Because process of elimination.
Absolutely, and it's been there the majority of the game. They had that immediate ward when they got that first blood into the triangle. Now they're kind of planting around the triangle, not allowing it to get dewarded. Radiant trying to create a bit of a barrier, and they catch that Enigma inside the arena. Sacred throws the black hole, but there was already a spin going from Angel, and that's a Maelstrom Juggernaut ready to destroy you all.
All right,
Mithril Hammer's going to
Gary,
Courier.
tell you right
13-0. Yeah.
Sacred is checked out. That black hole was one of the biggest tilt black holes I have seen in like the past month of DPC.
I mean, it wasn't going to accomplish anything, was it? No,
No,
one's
it
going to
wasn't.
TP down and save him.
And then
He just died straight off.
He wrote the ha 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 right after.
Oh, they missed the hook shot top.
Oh no.
Oh, it's salt in the wounds for them. They were trying on a witch doctor.
I mean, it's literally your only playmaking spell, Gary. The clockwork hook shot.
Are they
You
going to
missed
dive
that.
in? They're scared. They want their first kill of the game. Axel gives it to them, but in comes the DP with the DD. Spirit Siphon onto the clockwork. Nice GG tree planted down there, and I don't think the DP can... Oh, just walk straight past it, but the clockwork has already TP'd home.
They got a
Comeback
kill
time.
on the board.
But the Enigma's going to die again, bottom. Returns to that really atrocious lane. Caught up in the spear, Juggernaut. And that Maelstrom just slices straight through him.
Dire's middle tower
Yep.
is under attack.
You see Dusa here going for the Yasha, Sanjin Yasha build. Just needs that status resistance. Probably gonna go up BKB right after the SNY against Mars and Nyx Assassin. And she's gotta get going, man.
Radiant's
She does have the possessed mask, right? That's
Radiant's
an upside for the Medusa.
That is very true. It is an upside. You know what I would have rather seen, Gary? I would have rather seen a Bristleback go mid and the Dusa be the carry in this game. That would have been
Dire's curse
infinitely better. Just saying.
Yeah, because
'Cause
Bristol
then-
kind of naturally, like a Tide Hunter, wants to sit mid and defend tier 1, doesn't he?
Yeah, for sure. Okay,
Wait,
see
hookshot
this
Michael?
assassin. He's pretty dead here. Oh, he has a
He's got
vendetta.
9
They don't have
stick.
vision, do they? Oh, okay, they got.
They do
got
bring the
dust.
dust. And there's
Good
Michael down.
All right,
Now,
they got another
finally gets
kill.
himself on the board.
Good. So, back to my previous point. You get this Bristleback mid. Like, he's very tanky even against Spear Siphon. Then he's going to buy a hood. And then he can just, like, TP to the side lanes and defend those side lanes, too. When his team's getting ran at with all those super high levels. And an early hood this game would have done EGOBOYS wonders, right? From a mid laner. And then the Dusa can later just sit bottom, farm up. Like, you cannot have a useless dead hero mid. This is why we don't see Phantom Assassins and PAs and these carry heroes mid lane anymore.
And they're invading this triangle. 2-man arena. Going for the now Bristleback, starting it off with Mr. Jeans and Mariano. Stone Gaze from Alone's going to hold Axel in place, so Sacred there with his Hand of Midas can right-click through him with that increased attack speed. But we're picking it out. And they're actually chasing Mr. Jeans. He's trying to jump away, move out of that Tano hookshot range, but he's caught him inside the cogs because of it. So the Mr. Jeans DP, maybe a save for Mariano, throws the spear, but a good
Mars
couple
might
of
be
kills.
next.
Sacred with a double. Mariano go for the TP, the hookshot's
Oh, they missed
blocked.
the hookshot.
The creeps get in the way. Tano could have really swung this game.
Oh, yeah, they really would have loved to have got that kill. 2 cores and a tier 1 tower would have done them so good. I think Infamous are just splitting way too much on this map right now, Gary. Like, you get the Juggernaut pushing bottom, all you really have to do is play around middle, control 2 lanes, be close enough so the Juggernaut can join the team fight, and if EGOBOYS initiate something. Other than that, just farm up,
tower is under attack.
invade the triangle area together as a team, and then that's it. Just control 2 lanes. You don't need to do more than that.
Yeah, it's that greed. Tano does have a Michael Nyx on top of him. DP with another Crypt Swarm there will take down the Clockwork. But I think you're right, you know, already having 70% of the map and then trying to go for that extra 10-15%, invading triangle, trying to push the
Yeah.
Medusa out. You already know you're keeping the Bristleback, the Enigma kind of at bay and their net worth reasonably low. You let the Medusa farm. Keep everyone else scaling.
Nyx. Doing next things. Scouting it up.
Yeah, the Enigma Eidolon comes up. He's like, oh, hello.
So you see
Cancel
this
the
ward
clarity.
here that the Nyx is next to? If there's a hill ward from the Radiant side, the tower would start hitting that ward. So it's really fun to know the little things like that. That when you plant a ward there and tower's not hitting it, you know that the enemy don't see you.
Keep that vision. Oh, they bring so many down here.
Mm-hmm.
So scared of going into their triangle. So Medusa's got all the bodyguards around her. Bristleback does have the hood going into Sanj. Is that going to be a halberd he's making, or is this just a Sanj for the kind of tankiness, that little stopgap item we see sometimes?
I think he's just buying it for the tankiness for now, but then later he will probably just end up finishing it into the halberd. I mean, SNY is not that bad either
Yeah.
for the Bristleback. 25% status. This is wicked on these heroes.
Oh, Kotal. Trying to be sneaky.
Oh, he missed
that
the spike
carapace didn't
Doesn't
land
get it.
on the Illuminate. Now's moved in onto Axel, and with the spear back, well, still unable to stop the Witch Doctor dying. And a turnaround again for the Ego Boys, defending this bottom tier 2. They've got a couple of kills. Mr. Jeans with the DPX, so trying to get on top of the Tano Clockwork. Dangerous challenge here for Infamous to actually fight under this tier 2, and they're still going for it, but here's the Stone Gaze with the Black Hole, the self-fuels, buys a bit of time, but still caught up inside. Now there, but the Arena from Mariana with a spear back, they've caught Sacred up against the side of it and finally finished him off. One kill Infamous get, but they're going to lose so much.
Oh man, Juggernaut also used Omnislash to kill that Kato. That should have just been such a free kill.
They got him.
What? They got the stun? Okay. Alright, hook shot. Easy.
The comeback is real now.
Oh yeah, definitely is. I mean, this all started because Michael just didn't click the spike carapace. You wanted to wait till the last second. Let that Kato survive. You can see in this fight, after that, the Kato is just casting so many spells. They go on to the Nyx Assassin. Mars doesn't pop the Arena right away. And I think that's also another problem here. You just want to get these spells on, like, instant. Just get the kill, you know? Don't let them run away. Don't let them get to this tier 2 tower. Look at that glyph just being popped. The split shot's doing so much damage, too.
It was pretty nuts. In the mid lane, they are going to try and get onto now. Tanky Bristle with his hood and his wand.
Oh, no
They
Vendetta
can't
break.
Finish him off. You're right, there is no more break on that Nyx Assassin.
You okay?
The Death Ward final touches.
Alright, they got him.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's getting close though. Like, so much expended just to try and bring down the Bristle, and then you know in the back of your head, hang on, if it takes that long to kill him, there's still the Alone Medusa out there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There is. I mean, the Medusa, hopefully you're counting on your Nyx Assassin to get high enough levels to be able to deal with them. For now, I think the Nyx is... He's gone for that sampler build, you know, 3-1-3. And he's only level 8. They
So
need
what's
to really
next up?
prioritize some more.
Finish off the Carapace, then into Mana Burn. Do you need the 4th point in the Impale?
I don't think you even need a 3rd point in the Impale in these kind of situations, because you're playing against a lot of heroes that play off mana, right? I guess the problem is the Keeper of the Light, but if you can somehow Spike Carapace a Keeper, you know, get him killed off with your Mars or something, and suddenly your Mana Burn just has so much value.
Infamous making the same move again. This time they've got a big target in their sights. Sacred. Enigma trying to come back down bottom. They don't have Black Hole, so a good window here for Infamous to take the tier 2 at long last.
Is under attack.
Kind of interesting that Ego Boys were grouping up to try and fight there again.
Radiant's
They're hoping for the same
tower
situation to
is
happen, where Infamous just kind of mess up. Just go in one by one. Wrong timings. Maybe miss an arena, maybe miss a spell, like the spear right after. That's one thing Ego Boys are good at with their lineup, is punishing with all these tanky heroes that they have. You need to make sure all of Infamous heroes are on, spell casting is on point.
Yeah, and one of the great things about having this Kotal as a support as well is that he can kind of safely just D-push, sit behind a tower and keep spamming Illuminate. So he's actually getting items. Glimmer Cape is up. Clockwork's nearly got the Spirit Vessel now as well. Great against that DP. And against the Healing Ward of Juggernaut, which they're using to try and bring down Roshan. A big man will fall, Aegis in the hands of Angel as they attempted the hook shot. Not going to get in there. And Kotal found by the Death Prophet. Enigma trying to wobble away. The cask won't bounce. Does catch Sacred and he black holes them, but again into the spin.
Oh man.
There was no turnaround potential there, and Infamous gonna take full advantage of this. Tano's Clockwork does take down Michael, but immediately killed in return.
Dude, what is with these 200 HP black holes with 4 heroes running at you, Gary?
And then laughing afterwards.
Oh man.
Are they still
That's not
going
even
for this?
funny, just sad.
That's a Bristleback in an arena. I don't think he cares too much.
under attack.
Spirit Siphon and Runaway. Infamous do not want to fight.
4 bounties though. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they were really looking for. And you gotta
a
understand,
regen
like,
rune.
the bounties are what makes the difference in the games, right? Like, you can go 50-50, you can control 60% of the map, and Ego and the other team can get whatever, but those bounties, that's what the map control is all about, and that's where you make, like, the network difference show up.
I'm getting 4 of them. Feels so great. Juggernaut now has the full bot lane to play through. DP just going to sit mid and hold. It looks like EGOBOYS want to play top, really the only place they can do. We'll have to get some vision around this area too, but with Mars
Glimmer.
lining up a go onto
missed
the
the stun.
Kotal.
Michael's just choking on this Keeper of the Light. Every time he sees Keeper. You know, maybe
He's
they
too
got
fast.
some beef. You know? They just got some beef. They're like, oh, I gotta kill this guy. And then he's thinking too much about it.
He's going to dodge me. He's going to right. He's going to run left. No. I mean, Kotal is a speedy fella.
Have you ever had that happen to you? Where like you're in a game, you know, you're trash talked by someone, and the next game you're like, yeah, I'm gonna own this guy. And then all of a sudden
course.
you're like tunnel visioning super hard onto this one dude, and then you kind of just like start choking and throwing because you're doing dumb stuff now.
Yeah, but in my head, I'm rationalizing it as I've ruined his game, so it's all worth it. I have made his life a living hell. All comes good in the end. All comes infamous. And towards mid. Where is that Enigma now? Black Hole, 1 minute cooldown. He's got Arcane's Midas Blink. But he can't really make any plays. Just throw the Midnight Pulse to chip away at the Angel Jug.
This is actually the first time I've seen Infamous take over this triangle area here. Like really hard. And
Like
command
5
it.
heroes, yeah. And Clockwork. I'm not sure what he was up to. Kind of looking for the backstab angle or something. Or was lurking on that right side. Just very quickly dispatched with. While Medusa farms Dire Triangle. Kotal
Guess how she got there?
down bot. Was it recall?
Yup, delivery service. Dusa delivery service into the Dire Ancients. Get your Dusa to farm by Keeper of the Light. Very nice. Boy pings out the Blink Midas Enigma.
It's risky, isn't it? I mean, he could have gone BKB, but this Blink Dagger up against Carapace, against Spear. They've got a fair few stuns pre-BKB to catch out Sacred, unless he gets all 5 heroes, really.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah,
Dogs
I mean,
get scouted, but he's the one on top of now. There are no more stuns, so it will just be that Maledict and Death Ward. He
It's
looks
so nice.
absolutely fine.
Eternal Shard is so good, Gary. Just like giving you back all that mana. So nice. I
you
was
don't have to
watching.
buy any mana items, right?
Yeah, you really don't. It's just so good. Like I was watching Bristleback. I think it was against a Phantom Lancer, and he bought like a Radiance, and he had this Eternal Shot, and the Diffusal was just not doing anything. Against Invoker too, you know, you get that EMP, you just pop the Eternal Shot, you just get all your mana back.
Yeah, how do you handle me now? He's walking straight into them. Hook-shotting the Mars, and their Sacred Enigma does get caught in the tree line though. Bristleback unable to stand there and fight, and Medusa, she's slithering back up towards this top lane. Now, Clockwork, for about the 5th time in a row, he's gone in behind. The turnaround from Infamous there is like, what are you up to, buddy? Angel's
Angel.
Aegis. Still going to be held down. The healing ward comes down while they use up the Bristleback. Spirit Siphon him. He's a tanky bastard though, glimmered up. Now the Omnislash comes into the Mars Arena. They're going to take him down. A triple for Mr. Jeans. And Angel spins on the Medusa. The Stone
Enigma
Gate is
die
going.
back.
So Mariana does get traded out. And Enigma, you're right, died back. They've also bought out on this Bristleback. Sticking on top of the DP, no more Spirit Siphons, no mana for Yule Scepter either. That Illuminate's going to clip her. The self-Yules now comes. Juggernaut loses the Aegis, but they've kept Mr. Jeans alive. Alone, so desperately wants to chase it. Still full mana, pretty tanky with a large amount of HP remaining
TP.
too. And Angel, there's a hook shot. So he can't
There
spin
is a hook shot
TP
now.
while the Death Ward's thrown out. Michael and Axel, they're going to try and retreat, but they've got the big ticket target. It's Angel's Juggernaut.
Dire's
Down
middle
to the
tower
clock.
is under attack.
Oh, and
So they get
Michael
the-
on the left side too.
Yeah, they got 2 buybacks out of Radiant, the Enigma and the Bristleback. But the Dusa, the one hero that you need to kill in these engagements, the one hero you cannot allow to farm is getting the farm. And she's only about 2,000 gold behind the Juggernaut, which is still a big deal, but you get another fight going like that, you get that BKB and a Rapier maybe on EGOBOYS, and suddenly this Dusa is looking gigantic. And Infamous, I'm not sure they're going to have that burst damage to be able to bring her down, especially with the backup of a Enigma and a Keeper of the Light.
The unstoppable object.
Yep. And I say backup of the Enigma, but this Enigma doesn't have a single stat item, Gary. Blink,
He's got a null tally. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
hold on. Okay, all right, okay, fine. He's got null tally. Nice 2 strength there. Nice plus 40 HP. You know how he died after he bought out? He got hit by the arena, and like a Juggernaut Omni Slash, I think, bounced on him once, and like a Maelstrom proc. That's it. That's it. What?
So weak.
Yeah, he is flimsy. He's flimsier than a Crystal Maiden. Like,
Oh, he wants that BKB so bad. Alright, they get a tier 1 mid. Undefended by Infamous. More room for the Medusa to keep on farming. Daedalus now queued up, going straight into raw damage. Oh, look at that, Bristleback with the Vanguard.
I'm not so
What's
sure
that?
about this data, Gary. Yeah, what is it? What is it?
What's
buddy?
the Vanguard all about?
He's gonna get an Abyssal Blade later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a good item. Very good item.
That makes sense. My
Abyssal
brain was like,
a
why is he buying
must
Crimson?
item. Nah, he's not. He's going for the big boy items for sure. He's gonna need it this game. Abyssal's gonna be great against Juggernaut, pin down the Death Prophet as well, while she's like going in with the EXO. I think the Daedalus, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm also thinking if Infamous see that Daedalus, you know what I want him to buy? I want him to buy an Halberd on Dire Team. Where are the Halberds on the Death Prophet and the Mars? Mars went for Vlad's, going for a Solar Crest, trying to buff up the Juggernaut, but if you have Halberd and the Medusa just doesn't do damage, and your team is always going to be doing damage, you're not going to be afraid of anything.
Scanning.
Stop it from
That's a
hitting you.
4. Even though she has a Sanjinyasha, it's still like, you know, almost 4-second disable time, right?
It's real
Very
nice.
nice.
Getting scouted out. Console recalling people up top. They want to kick off a fight here. The hook shot from
Yes, sir.
Clock goes into mid, but Medusa's been found inside the arena, while the Black Hole catching Angel, but he's Omni slashed his way out of there. Sacred destroyed by it. And there goes the spin away, while DP deciding it's time to continue fighting. Chase with the Exorcism.
Such a bad fight for
Solar
EGOBOYS.
bind there. The BKB comes from Mr. Jeans. Illuminate
want to do
tags
so.
Axel. And now he's trying to buy time for the Medusa to retreat. Mariano Michael still giving chase. Angel wants up as well. And now he's going to die to Maledict on the other side of the fight. So it looks like Medusa does slip away. They get the bristle back. Whoa, alone. Ooh. How did he get how did he get over there?
Recalled.
Cottle recalling him over there. A little bit spooky.
Got out at least. Now he's going to go bottom and farm.
But the timing. Roshan's alive.
They were like, hey, where were you, Dusa? What happened? And they're like, oh, well, Nyx and Mars just jumped me, you know? Ping both of those two heroes. This looks like a pretty easy Roshan. Got the snail from bottom, going towards mid, going back bottom. Can't really get to Roshan pit. We just call Dusa the snail every time she's losing.
I don't know. I see in my head a slug is much worse.
Really?
Like snails can be kind of cute with their shells. You know, they've got beautiful little houses on their backs. Slugs are just little disgusting, I don't know, slimy worms.
That's the thing.
that's
I've
all.
never seen a slug before.
It's just a snail without a shell.
Huh. It is, isn't it? I actually just Googled what a slug is.
They've caught the clockwork. Can they finish him off? Oh, of course they can. Juggernaut and DP very speedily on top of the Tin Man.
Yeah. I mean, I would rather call her a snail, you know? She can be kind of cute and beautiful, you know?
I guess Mana
makes
Shield is
people-
like her shell.
Yeah, and she makes people hard. So, better than a slug. Yeah, you got stone
Do
gaze.
snails make you hard?
No, I mean like cute. The whole idea of being cute or like, you know, beautiful, right? Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with that.
I don't know what you're talking about, Gary. I was talking about stone gaze.
Yeah, I understand.
Turns you into a rock.
Yeah, okay. Keep digging that hole, buddy.
food.
Juggernaut just tried to push high ground and took like 80% of his HP, by the way. It's not that easy for Infamous to keep on breaking forward unless they get a couple of big kills, which Michael is trying to kick off on the Medusa. Where's the stun? He's lining it up. Bristleback, go on him instead. Gets the Vendetta strike, the Maledict, and a spear back into arena. That's dumping the kitchen sink onto Bristleback, and now dead for 70 seconds, knowing that he did buy back previously. Good spot for Infamous. But what do they do next?
Well, just chill here, farm. We get wait, cut the waves, get the tier 2, and then you can smoke after your D ward. The problem is they're leaving this high ground vision. Wish Doctor's making his way there. Get rid of that ward, and now you can smoke across the map and try to cut people off, or just go make a fast break onto the tower. It looks like they're gonna smoke across the map, but the clockwork with the rocket gonna provide some vision. Oh, this rocket was undershot here. Should have been going straight into the ancients, and as it flies over, you will know if there's heroes there or not. If there's no heroes, you know they're running at you. You know how the beauty of Dota is there's so many mind games and so many little things that you just don't see at first glance what people are doing. Unless you're there and you've done it yourself.
It's like trying to scout a specific area, but instead you should be scouting past that area to get more information, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the information is not about what the rocket gives you. It's about like, it's not about what you see, it's about what you don't see as well.
Process of elimination. And Medusa gets recalled bottom, recalled into dire triangle. Keeper of the Light is just maneuvering this Medusa all over the place, while Clockwork, I don't know if he's on a recon mission or a suicide mission, but he's caught up inside the cogs. Tano spun down.
God, look at that damage, dude. I love Juggernaut Shard, man. Look at that damage, dude.
It's insane.
I've always wanted that in Dota, where you can have this spin build, and I'm so glad that's a real thing now.
Having MKB and Maelstrom and Skadi, he's offering so much damage. Yep.
Very nice. Yep, look at that damage. 1600, all while spinning. You know, 40% magic from your spin and your Maelstrom, the other from your right clicks while you're spinning. Sweet.
Right. Big question for EGOBOYS. How much gold does Enigma need for BKB? He's got it now, right?
Yeah.
He can buy it.
That wasn't a very big question, Gary.
It's the most important question right now, because we need to see Sacred land a spell.
Oh god, Sacred. I mean, I wish Sacred wasn't checked out at like 7 minutes into the game, because he would have had a beautiful time if he was just focused, you know, just try to split push, try to make it really hard for Infamous to kill him. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Axel.
Asian A, because maybe EGOBOYS didn't have the Roshan timer there. Now,
Shot to Nyx.
Baited
Under that sentry. And there's the arena, two-man stun. Nyx Assassin sets it up on the Clockwork, and it's Bristleback trying to TP out. Tano cleared through by the God's Rebuke, and the Death Ward Maledict goes to work on the Bristle. But Kottle's there with a glimmer, a bit of save with the Eternal Shroud, and a 4-staff away. The pretty
No, they got the Deuce in there.
been
What?
TP'd in with a black hole. There's Sacred catching a couple in the midst of it. They need to push more damage. The Medusa needs to click them down. Juggernaut has the Aegis still, so he's going to Omni Slash and clear through these Radiant heroes with ease.
Nice
They're
clip.
all just falling apart. 3 huge kills there, and the Bristleback's going to be a 4th one. The Aegis is popped, sure,
man.
but now Bristle, Medusa, Enigma, no buybacks, no spells, all on cooldown, and the high ground, it all belongs to Infamous.
Dude, that Keeper, man, he put that Coddle, he put that Dusa in the worst possible position. Like, you can't get Dusa in the middle of a team fight. They're just gonna all turn around and go on her. So this fight starts with the Clockwork dying, Bristleback's getting low. Look at the Keeper, he just TPs him in when it was a horrible positioning. But that Yule's made it into a worse positioning. And then they were just able to get that Keeper. There was a snake going out, so the Dusa had a little bit of mana to work with. Stone Gaze doesn't really do too much. And that's it. Look at that nice glyph too, though. They were trying to soak up the Omni Slash with it, but it's not enough.
Bursting into that Kotal. But yeah, they didn't have any... Radiant don't really have burst damage, do they? They need that damage over time from Bristle, from Dusa. So within the black hole, it's a decent one from Sacred, but they couldn't kill anybody off.
Yeah, I mean, this Dusa build is... I hate this Dusa build against Nyx especially. Skadi, Daedalus, you're just giving Nyx even more reason to mana burn you and do a hell of a lot of damage. It's big yikes from me, Gary.
Too. And another 4 bounty runes for Infamous as they do take that first lane of Barracks top. Not committing for the mid lane, just go and gather up the resources that are left out on the map.
Funny how they won the fight bottom, but they went and took top racks, hey?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Swing up to top.
You knew Arax was gonna die, but you didn't realize that it was a top Rax that died. Yeah. But 20k gold advantage now, and this is the worst part about buying this day list. Now you need a BKB before you can go for a rapier anyway. So this feels awful, and he's going for a Swift Blink first. Oh man, these guys, they legit have no experience playing against Nyx Assassin, I think, as a Dusa.
It feels a little off.
Yeah, you get Spike Carapace off your split shots. You get stunned up right after. You get mana burn 3 times in a team fight. If you don't pop BKB and kill the Nyx Assassin, your game is just ruined. Yeah. I mean, you just don't do anything. All this damage amounts to nothing if the Nyx doesn't die.
And now we're in that position where EGOBOYS are pretty much just sitting in their base, pushing waves back. Try and hold out against Infamous while Mars is farming jungle pretty deep. Witch Doctor has an Aghanim Scepter. Axel's going to be offering a lot with that ulti. There hasn't been too much cancelling it out. You know, again, looking at this Radiant draft, all their stuns are through those ultimates. Smoking out of their base, though. They could alleviate some pressure here if they kill off a couple of core heroes and get to push out those waves, keep Medusa farming. But I don't think they're going to find any big kills. Maybe a Nyx, maybe a Witch Doctor.
How much? Okay, they're camping on this. They want to jump the Nyx here, but they won't have the burst. Like, Nyx are just going to pop Spike Carapace and get out of there.
Full staff, Blink, Vendetta.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's no way. How much damage do you think one mana burn is doing right now to the Dusa?
I don't know, like 400.
What?
I'm just going to give you a number. 400.
Okay. So
what's the math?
Dusa,
how much is it doing?
Okay, alright, well, she's gonna lose about 700 mana. That's for sure, right? And Dusa's mana shield damage per mana is 2.5. So the effective HP you're losing, right, from one mana burn is 1,750 just from the mana lost.
Yeah, I didn't think about the mana shield as yeah, okay. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a lot from one mana burn.
And then you also take like 280 damage just from the mana burn itself.
Whew.
Because you got mana shield on. So I'm talking about like effective health. Yeah,
I get you now. I mean, Nyx Assassin, where's your Kaya? Mars finds the Kotl. Buyback immediately. Bristleback stuck in here as well. And that Spirit Siphon with the Aghanim Scepter of that Witch Doctor bursting through him pretty quickly. Eon Disc is popped onto Mr. Jeans. And the Bristleback made his way back to high ground. Another mild hold there by the Radiant. They know Exo is on cooldown, but it was an Arcane Rune on the DP, so she'll have that back up in about a minute.
I mean, that's not bad. You're just delaying the game further. Right now, Infamous is just waiting for Roshan. So, just gonna control everything up. Dusa, you know what they need to do right now on EGOBOYS? They need to give every single creep wave to the Dusa. Every single creep wave. There's no doubt about that. Everything that comes in, Enema, get the hell out of those creeps. Get off. Get out there. Stop
using Midas.
Stop using anything. Okay, maybe not Midas. You're allowed that. That's all you're allowed. Give everything to the Dusa. You know, every creep wave coming in. Coddle, you know, prepare yourself on the other lane to TP your Dusa there. Just keep giving her everything. You gotta go all in on this.
Oh, they made the jump in mid. Catching out now is Bristleback, and this time they've got the damage. Buyback is available on him.
What is he doing out there, Gary?
Enigma,
what is he doing outside the base?
He doesn't want to spend BKB, but he's going to be dead regardless. Also has buyback, so he can come back in. The Bristleback's still stuck here under that Juggernaut with the slashing through.
What?
That's a dieback under the Omni Slash, and they also stun up the Jug with a clock hook shot, but the plays here from EGOBOYS really disjointed. The spin from Jug's just going to take down that clockwork. They nearly get the Juggernaut out of there. The Enigma does get the black hole on it to Angel. The Abyssal Blade doesn't come, so he dies. That's a big kill for EGOBOYS. The Medusa's still alive, but it's all on her shoulders now. Medusa Kotl, Chakra Magic with a mana shield. She's out of mana. Where's the Chakra? Give it a bit more, but a load. Dead with no buyback, and that's it now. Game is over.
Good game. You saw how tanky that Dusa was, and then boom came the mana
Bang.
burn.
Yep.
And she just gone. Oh boy.
That's insane.
Yep. Again, like this draft, I mean, we could talk about this late game and the Dusa's item build, but it literally doesn't matter because their draft was, I'm gonna say it, dog shit. Right? You got like 3 heroes